Good morning, everybody. MG here, MG Covers, bringing you a brand new sports handicapping video. Super excited to bring you this one. NBA sports betting preview for December the 29th, 2023. This is a brand new model, only about 1 week old. We'll dive into that in just a second. If you follow me for the first time or watching this video for the first time, I greatly appreciate you subscribing to the channel. We need about 40 subscribers in 3 days to hit our goal of 2,000 subs by the end of the year. It doesn't look like we'll do it, but hey, if you're watching this video for the first time and haven't subscribed, greatly appreciate you subscribing. You can get a lot of value watching a ton of my videos for free on YouTube, so might as well subscribe. If you follow me on social media, MGCovers, covers spelled with a Z. I give out a ton of content on there as well. In fact, we're doing something today called Free Fridays. You'll see all my lines for NBA here, but if you go follow me on Instagram, there's a link in the description box. I give out all my lines for all sports, including today NHL, soccer, NCAA basketball, hockey. So you get all that as well, simply by following me. Let's dive into NBA. Now, this model, I'm super excited about giving you some details about it. It has yet to have a losing day, and the first day we premiered it was on 12/25. It's tenfold better than the last model that I had. Probably won't dive into the details of the changes I made, maybe in an upcoming video, but for now I want to just look at the lines and sort of explain everything. So what we're looking for is value, like always. And so you look here in New York, Orlando, we'll just dive in this. We have New York, my line -3. Books have them at +1.5. And this is Sportsbook Review over here. These are my lines. You can see it open at +1.5. Now, I'm using line movement from, I'm looking at opening line versus the closing line here at Bookmaker, and if we have positive line movement in their direction, we use that as a trigger point to play. However, haven't really decided how I'm going to do this. Now, that's a 4-point differential for an away team. I thought about trying to have a larger differential for an away. Why? Because away teams don't win at the frequency that home teams do. So that may or may not be a play depending on the line movement. Moving along, Brooklyn and Washington. We have Washington -2, and we've already got some good line movement here. It opened at +6.5, now down to 6. I would still watch that as well, but that's pretty good. That's an 8-point differential there. Atlanta, Sacramento. We have Atlanta -4. Books have them open at -1. It's moved against Atlanta at +1. We'll see what happens to that. Boston coming off a nice win overtime last night. They are -8 currently. You can see it was 8.5 down to 8. It's probably factoring in some of that fatigue. But we have them at the model at -18. We're going to get the totals as well. What's our next one here? Milwaukee, Cleveland. We have Milwaukee -10. One of the best teams in NBA. Opened at 5.5 up to 6. They're on the road. 4-point differential there. So may or may not be a play. Philadelphia, Houston. We have Philadelphia -16. We basically have Philadelphia as the best team in NBA. I think they're down some starters here. -1 it opened it. It's up to -1.5. We'll consider that a pretty good play there. OKC and Denver. Denver -8. We had them last night in blowout win. Model split last night, 1-1 by the way. -3.5 down to 2.5. Still have some value there depending on that line movement, but as it stands, that would not be a play. And let's take a look here. Charlotte, Phoenix. We have Phoenix -19. They are -15.5 at the books. Now, this is important, and this will help you in handicapping. I'm only looking at playing NBA plays that are -10.5 books line. The reason that is the average margin of victory in NBA is 11 points. So the greater the line moves beyond 11, the more difficult it is for that team to cover. And it will always be regressing back to the 11, meaning if you look at 2 games, say you're looking at 2 games and the lines are above -11.5, understanding stats and regression, the majority of those games in a decent sample size will not cover, if that makes sense. Okay, San Antonio, Portland. Let's scroll down here to my line. Books have Portland -5.5. We have Portland -11, so some really good value there, and the line's moving in favor of Portland. Both those teams on a back-to-back. Memphis, We have them at plus 10. Books have them at plus 7. So we're getting a little bit of value here with the Clippers. Line has moved in their favor. And I think probably what I'll do with this model, considered home teams win at a high frequency, even though it's only a 3-point differential, I like to see about a 5-point differential. Probably would still consider that a play, and factoring in we have line movement. Now the model, just so you know, this is 100% statistically driven. This is very important to know if you're a novice or understanding the business. You never factor injuries, or the way that I handicap models, you don't factor. You keep the model pure. So whatever the model says is what it is. So you would factor injuries, etc., separately, basically subjectively. And the way that I do it, the line movement, if it's significant enough, more than likely it will show up in the line movement. That's why line movement is so important. All right, let's take a look at totals. Now with totals, overs in NBA are hitting 55%. I watched a video clip of Steve Kerr. He was complaining about referees calling fouls, sending players to the free throw line. So I think that's one of the things contributing to the high scoring game. So it slows the game down, gives them free shots. Basically, that's why it's called a free throw, and gives them more opportunity, more time to score. All right, so let's dive into it. Knicks Orlando line is 227.5. We have it at 239. That would definitely be a strong lean on the over there. Brooklyn Washington at 253. Same deal here. We have about a 11-point differential. So that would be a lean on the over there. And I think I'm looking at, originally I thought about a 5-point differential for totals. I'm thinking now I need to have about at least an 8-point differential. You say, why would it be greater? It's simply because that's a greater number, right? When you're only dealing with a spread number, you're only talking a variable, usually, books line anywhere from say 3 to up to minus 15, whereas a totals line is it's a bigger number, so you would want a bigger differential. Milwaukee Cleveland books line is 239. Our line is 251, so a lean there on the over. And I'm not going to play unders simply because unders are cashing 45% of the time. So if we play an under, we only have, statistically speaking, 45% chance of cashing that wager. So using statistical properties, if we just play overs every time we make a wager, statistically speaking, we have a 55% chance via the statistical property. Okay, Philadelphia Houston 224. We have them at 229. Yeah, that one's tight there. However, that would probably be a small lean on the over, simply because the average number of points scored by an NBA team is 115. So the mean is 230. So everything will regress to the mean. Oklahoma City, Denver, we have it at 238. Books have it at 237. Good line by the books there. Charlotte, Phoenix is at 230. We have it at 224. Again, I wouldn't play the under there, even though it's a 6-point differential. San Antonio, Portland is 232. We have it at 243. So definitely good value there, playing the over. Memphis, LA Clippers, 225. We have that one at 241, so definitely a lean on the over. So let me go back and just review these overs here so we're on the same page. Let's see. Knicks, Orlando, that would be a play on the over. Brooklyn, Washington, play on the over. Sacramento, Atlanta, no play. Look at there. The line's the same as ours, 252 and 252. In this situation, this is interesting. This is when you talk about regression. If the average number of points scored in an NBA game is 230, that's 22 points above the mean. So if anything, basically, if you made me play this game, I would actually play the under here. Because if teams are going to regress, which direction are they going to regress? And what I mean by that is they're not always all of a sudden going to score more points than this. They're more likely to score less. Okay? We did something similar in soccer totals, if you remember. So anyway, moving along, Toronto, Boston, that would be a lean on the over. Milwaukee, Cleveland, over. Philadelphia, Houston, no play there. OKC, Denver, no play. Charlotte, Phoenix, no play. San Antonio, Portland, lean on the over. Memphis, LA Clippers, lean on the over. So there's a review. Good luck with those. Continue to make some videos about NBA. Also having a ton of success with NCAA basketball. If you follow me on my Instagram account, if you look at the NCAA basketball lines, we consider any home team at -5 as a potential play. And then we factor line movement the same way I just showed you here, looking at the opening line versus the closing line here at Bookmaker. And if you want access to these power rankings every single day, you can get it for super cheap, $50 a month. Also gives you access to all of my coaching videos on the website. We have about 150 coaching videos on the website. So if you don't learn this business, $50 a month, and you can definitely expedite the learning curve for sports betting. If you want access to all my plays, you get everything I just mentioned. In addition, all my plays for $100 a month. The best value and probably my most popular package is you join for a year. Instead of paying $100 a month, you can pay $500, save about $600 on the yearly subscription, and you get access to everything on the site for $500. Happy New Year. Don't know if I'll make a video, another one before the end of the year. Greatly appreciate all the support on this channel. Good luck. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.